We're Team Evalon, and for our Duke AI Hackathon, we built an automated chatbot QA platform, which allows enterprise clients to automatically stress test their chatbots before production. The motivation behind the product is that chatbots can go really haywire if not stress test properly, right? There are many cases out there, right? One of them is a car dealership company that essentially sold one of their cars and trucks for $1 with the chatbot, right? There's the case with the McDonald's voice AI agent in their drive-through, where the agent placed 260 chicken McNuggets as part of the order. So obviously, there's some dire business consequences when chatbots don't work the way they want. So teams currently do a lot of manual testing, where the employees try to find failure points and patch them before production. But this takes a lot of time, sometimes weeks, and eats up a lot of the employees' valuable time. So our value add is essentially building a platform that can cost effectively and more quickly test failure points in your chatbots before you push them to the market. Now we're going to go into a little demo of how this works.
Yeah, so we created a full stack web app that does automatic stress testing of those of different chatbots. Here we have kind of a brief dashboard. We'll get back to this later in terms of the metrics, but do keep in mind some of these numbers as we look into how to generate and run tests for a chatbot. So on this page, you can see that we can, there's two ways of creating new QA tests for the chatbot that you're trying to stress test. Either manual creation, where you can specifically set the task, the goal, and the persona of the test that you're making. But in this case, we'll go ahead and use the AI assisted mode to automatically generate quality tests for the chatbot. So I can now give this a pretty high level business need or category of topic that I want to create tests for. For this case, we're sort of using Zara as our company business need. So I can go ahead and make an example AI prompt for create tests for the men's fashion section. Now I will generate tests with AI. As I do so, we can see that past tests that have already been run are kind of populated in this section over here. If I refresh, 4 new tests have been automatically populated with different personas and different tasks and goals. Some may be easy to accomplish, some may be very difficult to accomplish. Now I can go in and actually select a couple of these and run these tests through our automatic platform.
Yeah, so what happens in the background while we do this? So essentially, we create a synthetic user, right, an LLM, that has the persona and the task that we define in the test. And this synthetic user will have a back and forth conversation with the enterprise client's chatbot. And while the AI agent generates a response, essentially what happens is we evaluate whether the goal has been met by the AI agent's most recent response. And if so, we sort of exit and do other evaluation. If not, we generate the back and forth conversations up until a certain threshold. And you can see that we just finished this process. If we refresh, and we can see that those 3 tests that we ran have been complete. Now let's go to the dashboard to see what's up.
Yeah, so we can see that the task fulfillment percentage has actually gone up. It was 63% last time we checked, and now it's 66.7%. So that gives us an indication that some of the newer tests that we created were positive for the chatbot. We also have some other metrics like the average rating. So this looks at kind of a more numerical understanding of was the goal accomplished by the chatbot. And we also have a couple qualitative breakdowns. So 1 being the helpfulness on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the chatbot was not very helpful in terms of its interactions with the user, 10 being a very helpful interaction. And then repetitiveness as well, like was the chatbot being repetitive? So 1 being constant repetitions of the same phrases or not being very unique or clear. And then a higher score on repetitiveness being maybe potentially a more creative or more unique set of responses for the chatbot. We also have a couple of different categories or attributes that we've assigned to certain personas that could be either set by the customer beforehand. And these kind of allow you to have a more nuanced understanding of where your chatbot does well or does poorly. So for instance, we can see that certain user personas might have done better versus certain other user personas, as well as certain task categories where we bucket tasks into different areas to see if certain areas need improvement by the chatbot. And then lastly, we have overall the entire set of catalog of tests at the created time, the task, the goal, the persona, all of the different metrics, and we also have the ability to view each individual conversation. So let's go ahead and look at one of those most recent conversations.
Yeah. So if you go into the conversation, you can see that we have the chat history with the sidebar here, right? And we have the test details, the completion accuracy. One thing to note is the goal completion reasoning. So this gives you like a qualitative reasoning of why this score was assigned. And this allows clients to essentially see, okay, like beyond the score, right? Like what exactly are like ways that like my chatbot is doing well and not well, right? And this allows them to find places where they can basically patch the chatbot. If you could look at some other ones as well, there are some ones that are like longer for sure. Yeah, so this one is like longer, right? And this means that there was more back and forth. And you can see that as a result, the completion accuracy is lower with a reasoning as to why there was this like low-ish rating. So, this all in all gives like a more granular understanding of how each chat and test did. And yeah, that's a overview of Evalon. And we hope that this platform will help enterprises build more robust and safe chatbots before actually pushing them to production. I hope you guys enjoyed the demo.